Hello and welcome to Unsolved Mysteries with Pranav. This week we shall investigate the Roswell incident, either the biggest cover up of all time or the biggest misunderstanding of all time. This case has been investigated for over 70 years. Now let's get into it. The year is 1947, a year that saw an unusual large wave of UFO sightings. There were over 200 claims of UFO sightings, and one among those is the Roswell incident. Every skeptic and believer agrees to this particular incident that something crashed in the fields of Foster Ranch, located just northwest of Roswell, New Mexico. Let's go through the official timeline of media and Air Force reports. On June 14, 1947, a crash occurred on Foster Ranch. On July 4, 1947, a local rancher named Mac Brazel visits the crash site to pick up some of the debris. He then takes some of the debris to local sheriff George Wilcox. On July 7, 1947, Wilcox then calls Colonel Butch Blanchard at the nearby military base at the Roswell Army Airfield, alerting him about the crash. This base was home to the elite 509th Bombardment Group, which deployed atomic bombs at the end of World War II. Colonel Blanchard alerts his senior officer, General Roger W. Ramey, and orders Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer of the 509th, to investigate the crash site and assess the materials. This really sounds like a lot of bureaucracy, and it is too because it has many levels: the general, the major, the colonel, and all. Colonel Blanchard is briefed by Major Jesse Marcel about his crash site visit, and on July 8th, he orders the public information officer, Lieutenant Walter Hott, to issue a press release stating that, quote, they have a flying saucer in their possession, end quote. So, the Roswell Daily Record's front page ran the headline, Roswell Army Airfield captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region, where they revealed no details of the crashed flying saucer. That same day, the Air Force strangely changes the story. This is where the cover-up began. Later, General Ramey orders the crashed remains to be taken to him in Fort Worth, Texas, for his own personal inspection. He and his staff, including a base weather officer, identifies the debris as of a weather balloon and subsequently release a press changing the story and printing the photo taken with the debris in Ramey's office with Major Jesse Marcel. On July 9th, the Roswell Daily Record runs an article stating, quote, harassed rancher who located saucer, sorry he told about it, in which Brazel reveals that the supposed alien debris is merely, quote, rubber strips, tinfoil, a rather tough paper and sticks. With Ramey's weather balloon being corroborated with Mac's explanation, the world promptly forgets about the Roswell incident. In 1978, Staunton Friedman, a UFO researcher, interviewed Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer, which in turn reignited the Roswell controversy. In a different interview, Jesse states regarding the metal, quote, it felt like you had nothing in your hands. The thing about it that got me is that you couldn't even bend it, you couldn't dent it, even a sledgehammer would bounce off of it. I knew that I had never seen anything like that before. It was not anything of this earth. That I am quite sure of. Being an intelligence officer, I was familiar with just about all materials used in an aircraft and or for air travel. This was nothing like that. It could not have been. Friedman interviewed more witnesses ranging from civilians to high-ranked officers, and in the end concluded it as a massive cover-up, which was also called as Cosmic Watergate. With that being said, let's get into the theories. The first theory: the government declassifies Project Mogul. This project states that they were doing testing of weather balloons for World War II, but the witnesses did not agree with that as the material they saw was much more stronger than that of a balloon. The second theory states that over 600 witnesses are present and they say that there were alien bodies present in the crash site, which are described the same by all of them. They described it as 4 feet tall, large eyes, and a big head, with only 2 holes for a nose and a small slit for the mouth. Whereas the government said it was the testing dummies which they saw, but the dummies were 6 feet tall. I would like to add 2 more points before ending. After Lieutenant Walter's death, his case file was declassified. In that it was written that the real debris was replaced by weather balloon debris so that people don't find out that it was an alien spaceship that crashed. The second point I would like to add is that a quote by Major Jesse Marcel said that all I could do is keep my mouth shut, and General Ramey was the one who told the newsman what it was and to forget about it. It was nothing more than a weather observation balloon. Of course, we both knew differently. In the end, no physical evidence of an extraterrestrial or their tech has been found. But for now,
Stated,
the
do
answer
tell me in
remains
the comments and do
unsolved.
follow me on Twitter. Thank you.